And we are live. All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me see. We are on October 13th. I think we're on October 13th right now. All right. Welcome to October 13th. This is a Tuesday. So we are doing our team workout stuff in the book Limitless Hoops. Man, I really wish that we had practice. Seriously. All right, because doing these workouts, it's great. But doing with the entire team would be better because Dylan and I we are trying to get through everything, but a few of the huge concepts are hard to replicate with just one person. For instance, today we did the um, the point guard advance the ball ahead drill. All right, so normally when the point guard gets the ball, you normally would envision a point guard dribbling the ball up the court. All right, well the best point guards are the ones that will pass the ball ahead. All right. So what we would normally do for a team practice is we would line up everybody so that they can get an outlet pass and then blitz the ball far ahead. Right. But what we did today is we used the backboard. All right. So we had Dylan spin the ball out to himself while standing on the free throw line, and he was standing perpendicular to the basket. He would spin the ball out to himself and then pivot and then throw a right-handed pass right toward the backboard and make it bounce back to himself. He would do that 5 times. And then we switched it around, so he had to throw the outlet with his left hand. All right, and that's a very hard pass with the weak hand, just like flicking the ball, holding it with 2 first, and then throwing with the 1. So he was doing that. And then we practiced throwing it overhead pass. All right. And he was just trying to get stronger and stronger and stronger. But for the gist, passing the ball ahead as a point guard, it's a basic drill. I mean, it's just a knowledgeful thing. Like I should be able to tell it to you, and then you should be able to do it. All right. And the only way that you can learn how to do that is just through reps. All right, so we really couldn't get the reps up today, but what we did do is we got his strength up, okay? Because his strength it's not the greatest. All right, so Dylan could make it with his right hand pretty easily, but then when he had to do it with his left hand, he was barely getting it back to himself. When he had to do it with both hands over his head, he was okay at it. All right, so at least we got to work on those muscles for 10 minutes. So when later on, if he can just switch that into understanding to pass the ball ahead if they're open, he can utilize that strength. All right, because I think about 3 out of 4 times it's because you didn't think to pass it ahead, but 1 out of 4 times it's because you weren't able to pass it ahead. Like you weren't strong enough. So that's what we worked on. All right. But again, it would have been much better with the whole team. Maybe we could even do some like 5-on-5 with that. All right. But we were stuck where we were. So, it's a pandemic. So we just made it work. Other things that we did were pick and roll defense. All right. Now this is another hard one. All right. Pick and roll defense. When you go off of a pick and roll, we talked about it, and there's a couple of different strategies. There's actually a few different strategies. All right. But there's ones that we don't like, and there's ones that we do like. All right. And out of the, let's say, 5 different options, I'll give you 5 right now. We use the second one. The majority of college teams use the second one. The really good high school teams use the second best one. All right. The NBA teams, they usually use the second best one. All right, and I'll run through the 5, and then I will tell you why they don't use the first one. All right, the 5th best option is actually the worst option, and that's don't show. All right, so if they go to pick like an on-ball pick, as the person guarding the person screening, just stay right behind them. Don't show. All right, maybe they can fall over the top and get beat to the basket. Maybe they can go under. That is a bad option. Okay, if they go under, they can shoot a wide open 3. It's a bad option. All right. The next option is to flat show. All right. And if you flat show, I mean, I don't like that flat show. It's okay for a handoff. It's okay if they happen to be like bad shooters, possibly. Okay, but if they flat show, all they have to do is cross the ball over and then screen and then rescreen again to the opposite side, and then that flat show guy is in trouble. All right. So that's the 4th best option. As the 3rd best option, I would say would be to weak show. All right, and that's what most people really do most of the time is they just weak show. All right, that's usually what they do in high school, and it's very susceptible to the actual pick and roll because you're not showing heavy enough to really do anything, but you are showing enough to make them stop. So what they wind up doing is screening and then rolling to the basket, or if there's help side, then they screen and then they pop. So the second best option is what normally people do at high levels, high school, college, and the pros, is they heavy show. All right, so you come off the screen, then they basically just double team you. And then the only way to really get around it is to retreat dribble. All right, and if you have someone going backwards and you have someone else recovering to the person that made the screen and is trying to roll, that pass across court becomes a very, very hard thing. What's up, Leandre? All right, that pass across court becomes a very, very hard thing to do. So you want to make sure that you double team them on the screen and someone help out. All right, and there are two options as they retreat: is to retreat and beat, all right, which is a difficult thing to do, or retreat and pass, which is almost an impossible thing to do unless you have a really, really good player like LeBron James. All right, the retreat and beat people are people like Kyrie Irving. All right, so that's what we normally do. Now, the best way, and the way that we talked about it today, the number one way to guard a pick and roll would be to ensure that the screen never hits your fellow defender in the first place. So when the guy pops out to set the screen, what you want to do is you want to become an extension of that screener. All right, so you want to stand to the side of him. And I like to point out that it's like when people take a piece of paper and they fold it a whole bunch of times, then they cut it into a shape of a guy, like a man, and then they unfold it, and then all the guys are like this, and it's like 6 guys holding hands like that. That's what you want to make with the person that you're guarding. If he's setting a screen, he sets the screen, and then you become an extension of him. So you're right on the side of him, and you do this as late as possible, of course, so that he's not slipping. All right, and then as the person comes to you, the person dribbling the ball, he can't come directly at you because you can take a charge, so he has to go to the left of you. And as the person who's guarding him comes now over the screen can't touch him, but he's going to run into you. All you have to do is, right when he's about to run into you, is move and just go right back to your man. All right, so that's the optimal way to guard a pick and roll, is to show at the exact right time, to show heavy, but to show directly side by side, so adjacent, and then allow your defender to get through the screen by dropping back down. That's so complicated, however, that pick and rolls happen so fast, you don't have time to set it up. And big men playing defense aren't that fast on their feet, that most people just opt for the second best. And the second best, again, is to heavy show, force them to half court, and then rotate over. So there you go, pick and roll defense. All right, next one's up is we had 180 poly for shots. And that's a handoff, and then you go to an Iverson cut. All right. And when you go for a handoff and you're a point guard, you're doing 180. 180 we call that just a handoff play, okay? So 2 handoffs in a row is a 360, right? All right. So you're gonna hand the ball off, and then you're gonna immediately fake down toward the basket, and then sprint across from one wing to the next. And when you do this, the defender has 3 options. He can go on top of the screen, into the screen, or under the screen. All right. And depending on what he does, you read him and then you react. So for this drill, we did all 7 different reactions. All right. One reaction is to go over the screen as fast as you can, receive the pass, and then catch the ball, and then rip through low, and then go to the basket for a layup. The next one is to rip through low and go for a spin move. The next one is to rip through low and go for a fake spin. The next one is to rip through low and take a 1-bounce dribble to shoot a jump shot. The next one is to go over the screen and catch and shoot without a dribble. The 6th one is to go over the screen. You don't receive the ball, go to the wing and wait for a second. And then as the point guard dribbles towards you, you go back door for a layup. And then the last one is snapback. Snapback is if the defender beats you over the screen, you hit the screen, and then you run backwards to where you came from. All right, and then you should have a shot. So basically, no matter where the defender is, you're going to go to the opposite side of the screen, and you win. And this is called an Iverson cut because Allen Iverson was always overplayed, and they couldn't get him the ball. And since he was so great, they just tried to deny him everywhere. So what they did was they ran him off this top screen, and they had to choose their poison. All right. And usually they just let him catch it. The best one is just to go underneath it, let him catch it, and then try to guard him for a three. But if they went over it or into it, he was scoring. All right. What we do against normal players is we go over the screen and we try to get back in front. If we have a guy who's just killing us to the basket, perhaps we'll go under. But when you go under, I mean, if they can shoot, you lose. All right. The reason why they let Allen Iverson shoot is because he was so amazing driving that he was like unstoppable when he drove. But when he shot threes, he was just okay, better than most players. But it made him more like normal. So if you don't have a superstar player that you're trying to guard, I say go over the top, get back in front of him, and then hope that helps you out. All right, then we did horseshoe shots. Instead of coming off the screen from the block all the way around both elbows for a shot and doing that in a group, we just went from one elbow, spun the ball out to ourselves, sprinted, and shot the ball. Then he started doing it from back and forth, and he started getting kind of bored, and I noticed it. And I told him, you got to make a game in your head. So I made him do it for 10 straight minutes. And the game that I created, he should be able to create a game. I told him, go best out of 5. Shoot 5 shots, and if you go 4 for 5, you win. If you don't go 4 for 5, you lose against the other team, and then go best of 7 series. So he did it, and he quickly lost 4 games to 0. So I was like, okay, make it easier. Go 3 out of 5, and if you lose, then they win. So now he starts spinning it out. He'll shoot it. He'll go one for 1. Shoot it again, 1 for 2. And he was playing against himself. And sometimes he would lose. Sometimes he would win. But I just wanted him shooting, so it was great. All right, so he was shooting for the entire time. And then after 10 minutes, I was like, stop. And he goes, oh no, can I keep shooting? I have a few more. So he got into the game. And that was a very interesting thing, because if he went without the game, he would have just been shooting, and getting bored. So reminding me to remind you guys to entertain yourselves. All right. Don't just shoot shots like robots. Come up with a fun game. Can you make 10 in a row? Can you make 5 in a row? Can you play a best of 7 series against yourself? Okay. Because you have to make time fly. All right. And then the last 2 things are under 15 seconds, up by 4+ points. All right, so we're under 15 seconds. So let's say that there's 14 seconds on the clock. You're up by 5 points. All right. One thing that you want to do is to make sure that you don't foul them, and you also don't want them to score easy baskets. All right, and a lot of times those 2 things go head to head, and a lot of players go, "Oh my God, I don't want to foul them," and they'll just let the team score really, really quickly. Don't do that. You have to still play defense. All right. You can still rotate everything like that. You just make sure that they're shooting a shot overhand. You make sure that they're wasting as much time as possible. All right. So you stay in front of them, make them turn, make them go back and forth, make them pass the ball the ball around to waste that time, because time is on your side. All right. But offensively, if you're on offense and you're down by 5 with like 15 seconds to go, just go straight to the basket and score. Don't mess around with it. Just go straight at your defender. Hope he fouls you, because you know what he's going to do? A lot of times they just move. They're told, just let them score. So you want to, with 15 seconds left, you want to score that. You want them to give you 2 points to get back in the game as fast as you possibly can. So don't pass, nothing. Just go straight. And if they start stepping in front of you, now try to draw a foul. If they help out, now kick out for a 3. But chances are they're not going to help, because they're so afraid of giving up a 3-pointer. And they're also not going to foul, because they're so afraid of giving up free throws. So they will give you a quick bucket. And some people realize this, some people don't. All right. Realize if you're the one down by 5, it's an easy bucket if you can sprint in fast. So give the ball to your best ball handler, your best scorer, and just go straight to the hole, get that bucket, and then press them. And then maybe they might miss a free throw. If there's 12 seconds left, don't foul them right away. Maybe just put your hands up and make them make 1 pass and then foul. All right, because if they hold the ball for 10 seconds, now you have the ball with 2 seconds to go, down by 3. Now you have a chance to win. All right, so that's a scenario that you guys can work on. Come up with your own strategies. Talk to your coach about it. And every coach should be talking about these things. Again, during practice, though, we would be going over these things as a team and actually playing through them a few times. But for right now, we're just going to talk about it. Last one is deflections +1. This is another game that we will play 5-on-5. And anytime that you deflected the ball, which means that you tipped it, any kind of times that you tip the ball, so hands up, whether it's you're on the ball or whether you're off the ball and you tip it, then you get +1 points because they're so important. Deflections. You may not get the points during the game, but they add up. They add up because you're taking the team out of their offense. 1, 2, you might get a steal. All right, 3, they're just going to be a little bit more scared. Okay. All right. So how Dylan and I did this, we did well what we did last week is we had his like little ball return, little trampoline thing, and I would throw all the ball against it. And this time we had a lot of fun with it. If you want to watch the video, you can see me versus Dylan. He posted it on his website already. He's getting a little bit better at that. And I tried to I made him stand behind a line and I would pump fake the ball. And if he moved, I got the point. And if I could hit the center of the little trampoline thing, then I got the point. But if he tipped it as he's not crossing the line before I let the ball go, then he gets the point. And he did really, really well at it. And he got better and better and better. And shooting gaps is a very fun game because you don't want to guess wrong and then jump and then they have a backdoor layup. All right, but you do want to defend the lane. All right, and the better that you can get at the difference between those two things, the better that you'll be. Now, I said, speaking of better, I said that Dylan is getting better at posting his videos, and I ask him every day. I say, "Hey, how many minutes do you have for planks?" And he'll be like, 9 minutes or 4 minutes, whatever. And a few times though, he's done this, and he's like 0 minutes. I did it all, and he's like happy about it. I was like, "Are you sure?" And he's been right before, but a couple of times he's been wrong. And he's like, "I'm positive. I double checked." Then I have him look at it, and it's like, "Oh no, I forgot 2 of them." All right, so he is getting better in this regard. And I know it's a small thing to some of you guys about being prompt, about making sure that you do this stuff, but it's probably going to be the biggest thing in his life. If he can solve this, the sky's the limit for Dylan DeVinny. All right, and we'll be looking at these tapes later on in life, like in 5 years, and maybe I'll replay it, and they'll be like, "Dude, he was talking about Dylan DeVinny. Oh my God, you mean the guy that's going to Duke? Oh, that's dope. I didn't even know he was talking about the whole time." All right, and it's going to be because he conquered this. Now he's going to conquer. He's going to be able to conquer his lateness. He's going to be able to conquer his what would I say? His disorganization. He's going to be able to conquer that. And we're also trying to do another thing. He's also trying to conquer his shyness. All right. Now he's not like totally shy. All right, but he definitely doesn't speak up for himself. All right. He definitely doesn't like put himself out there. He's the quiet kid. All right. And we came up with this game plan where he's on he's probably going to be on JV next year as a freshman. Starting, I'm sure, whatever, but he wants to be on varsity. And I told him a great way to be on varsity is just to show them that you're great. And you can't show them in the games, of course, but you can show them by your leadership because no one would ever put a leader on JV. And the best way to be a leader, in my opinion, that would stand out is you are on the JV team in preseason. Cool. Your job is to make it the greatest JV team in the history of the planet. And I told him this, and he goes, "Whoa, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be on JV. I might make varsity. So why would I want to like hype them up too much?" And I was like, "Because you're on the team now. Who cares if like you hype them up too much and then you go up? It's not like it's a different team." He thinks he'll be wasting his energy. But I told him, I said, go out there and tell everyone 2 things. 1, tell your JV guys, tell the varsity guys, and tell the coaches that what you want JV to do is to shoot 100, 500 shots a day, hold them accountable, a mile a day, do something, a game plan. 1. And then 2, challenge the varsity. I've never heard any JV say that ever. Never heard that said. Challenge the varsity and say, by December 1st, we're going to beat you. 5-on-5, your best 5 versus our 5. We're going to beat you. Say that's our goal. And then you go out there and you make everyone start to believe in you. And you make sure everyone hears that. Everyone hears that. And then I told him that this is what will happen. They will not beat the varsity. 1. 2, they won't even play the game. But 3, the reason why they won't play the game, and the reason why they won't beat the varsity is because Dylan DeVinny, the guy that organized all that, they're going to pull him up to varsity. They won't let a leader like that waste his life on JV. If he's out there inspiring everyone to like shoot more and to do this, they're gonna want him to inspire the varsity guys, because the varsity guys are what the school's all about, right? And I'm sure that the coach will all be looking at his varsity players and he'll say, "Wait, why is the JV working harder than us? Oh, because of this kid Dylan. Oh no, we need that kid Dylan on this team. Even if he doesn't play, we need him on this team. Who is that kid? He's something special." Because no coach wants to be the guy to cut Michael Jordan. Right? The guy who cut Michael Jordan looks like an idiot now, right? He put him on JV his freshman year. The guy who beat Michael Jordan out, he was invited to Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame speech, and Michael Jordan pointed him out as that's the guy that beat me out. So no one wants to be that guy. So if you're such a leader that you're pulling strings, you're doing this, doing that, I mean, you win. No one's catching you. They will let you go wherever you want. But I must also say it's also very, very scary. All right. It's scary. But guess what's also scary? It's scary to have the ball at the end of games. It's scary to have the ball at the end of games and trying to win like a playoff game. It's scary to come off the bench for your first time. It's scary when your team depends on you and you have to win a game. It is frightening to be a starter. So if you think it's too scary to talk to your coach and to your teammates, what are the chances that you can do all those other things? You can't. You lose. So this is a very small thing, but how many people have I ever seen talk like that? Not that many. All right. I always wanted to be a person like that. I've heard of people like that. They are so rare. And I was not a person like that. So what I did is I just started becoming a person like that. I mean, I just started talking and it worked. And what everyone said was the craziest thing. They were like, "John, you're a person like that. I could never do that." And I'm like, that's what I thought about myself. I mean, no one's really a person like that naturally. It's not normal. So I think everyone's faking it like I am. I mean, I fake this whole program. I'm not a great leader. I just pretend like I am. I just go for it. And so I want you guys to go for it. Anyways, the quote of the day is accept every opportunity. All right. Accept every opportunity. Take it all in. Every opportunity that you get, go for it. If you have a chance to be amazing, take that chance. All right. The story is failure is only the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. I'm doing this in my life a lot. I restarted my program a couple of times when I was in Colorado. And then I changed it here, and then I restarted again. Actually, once I was here, and each time that I restarted it, I just made the program way better. Because once you start a program or start something, it's hard to change because everyone just expects certain things, and you're like, "Oh man, I should do this different." Well, you can't because people don't like change, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm stuck. So then you fail, and then you get to start over. I've always seen those as like the best moments. Is when you fail and you get to start all over again from scratch. And I'm like, you know what? Let's go. Like, so for basketball, it's like, let's lift more weights this time. Let's shoot more shots this time. So failure just means that you're just at a new opportunity to start again, but do it way smarter. All right, let's go through the other stuff real quick. Very fast. And again, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section. All right, elementary. This is for anyone who doesn't have the book. You can write this stuff down. Again, I'm not in this to make money. I'm in this to better you. So you don't even need to buy the book. But if you want to buy the book, then you can have it on your own. And there's a whole bunch more in it too to inspire you. Elementary school is clockwork passing drill, zone cutting, ball and hold drill, jump ball positioning, taking the last shot, post entry plus kickouts. And again, you can see all those videos on limitlesshoops.com to describe it for you, and you guys can take care of it. If you want to film it, post it to our site. That's always a welcome thing. Taking the last shot, I think, is the smartest one out of all those. Taking the last shot, people don't get that, man. Not even in the NBA, the bad teams don't do it. If there's actually 2 points. Okay, so Let me think. If there's less than 24 seconds on the clock, if you're in the NBA, or 35 seconds, if you're in high school, or just whatever time's left toward the end of the quarter or half our game, and it's a tie game, or like it's just at the end of the half or whatever, you want to take the last shot. All right, unless you're about to lose or something like that. You want to take the last shot. All right, and you want to make sure that the other team doesn't get a chance to shoot it. So you want to wait. You don't want to wait till like 2 seconds. Duh. You want to wait till like 5 seconds left or 8 seconds left, and then you go. All right. So if you're on a fast break and you have the ball 9 seconds, and there's someone there, maybe you don't quite have a good layup. Bring it out. Bring it out. But so many players will just shoot that shot, and they're just not thinking about the time. They didn't see the time. All right. And the more complicated one, the second one that I'm going to tell you is, if you do have a shot clock, and let's say you're in the NBA and there's 40 seconds left or 35 seconds left, you can come down the court and shoot a quick shot. All right. If you're in high school and there's like maybe like 50 seconds left, you come down the court and shoot a quick shot. You can go 2 for 1. That means that you shoot a shot, and then the other team has the ball with like 45 seconds left, if you're in high school, and then there's the 35-second shot clock, which means that they have to give you the ball back sooner or later. All right. So you've got 2 shots till they're 1. And hopefully you can make a shot. You don't want to jack up any bad shot, but any kind of decent shot, you take it. All right. So if you watch NBA players coming down the court with 35 seconds left or 36 seconds left, and they shoot a really, really quick shot, and especially if they make it, they're an extremely smart team, or that's an extremely smart player. All right. If you see the other ones coming down with like 18 seconds left, and they have an open shot, and you're like, shoot it, and then they go, nope, wait. Let's take the last shot. That's a very, very smart team. So make sure that you're of the smarter bunch. All right. Go with the middle school for the last one is tip drill, 1-on-1 wing, 1-on-1 rebound is a drill. Not in help equals points is a drill. Zone, 1 or 2 guard front. 16 plus seconds up by 4 points. And then offensive rebound tips +1. All right. I like offensive rebound tips +1 because it matters. All right. If someone shoots a shot and you get your hand on the rebound just a little bit, you don't have to grab it. Just tip it anywhere. You have a chance. So always go for rebounds. It's just like deflections. You want to get rebound tips. All right. If you can grab it, fantastic. If all you can do is tip it, great. If you're on defense, you need to grab it. You can't be tipping the ball. But if you're on offense, you take whatever they give you. That's one of our 10 rebounding tips. All right. You give and take. You give them nothing when you're on defense. And on offense, you take whatever they give you. If they force you to the baseline, take the baseline. Force you to the middle, take the middle, whatever. All right. If you if you know that the shot's going to go off that side, go that side. But if they don't give it to you, okay, go the other side. Take whatever they give you. And if you can't get your hand on the ball, you tip it. All right. You do whatever you can to do that. Anyways, that's all the workouts today. I did find out something new about our January and February workouts. They don't have a 6 o'clock hour. Man, they have it for the weekend time. So I'm gonna take that one at Tice Valley. So the indoor court will be available Saturday and Sunday at 6 p.m. But they do have a 3 p.m. time, for weekdays. And I asked 5 parents, only 4 of them responded, but I asked them, I said, well, can you make a 3 p.m. time? 3 of the 4 said yes. So that's enough percentage-wise to go through with it. So we are going to do that. And I hope that most of you guys can make it. There's 12 spots open. Hopefully there's at least 12 kids. So with that said, since it's at 3 o'clock, that means that this show can't be at 4 o'clock during that time. So I'm thinking of making the show at 5 o'clock like it was before. So during January and February, the show will be at 5 o'clock, I guess. It'd be weird. But the 5 o'clock hour, again, I'm going to keep true with that word. And I'm going to allow people to come to my location here. And I'm going to make the show about you. So if you sign up for Mondays at 5 o'clock, every Monday show will be about you. All right. The thumbnail will have your face on it like this, looking all cool. All right. And the show will be basketball, doing the workout, but you'll be the center case of the show with everyone watching you. All right. So I think that would be a cool thing. I'm hyped to do it too. All right. So again, you can sign up for both months, for multiple days, whatever. And we'll also have morning workouts, afternoon workouts. But again, that 3 o'clock time looks like it's going to be our time. And then 6 o'clock on Saturdays and Sundays. Anyways, I'll tell everyone about it probably late November. So in a while. But again, I'm just planning for it, giving you guys the heads up. Anyways, I'm about to head out to Tice Valley right now. I'll see you guys later. All right. If you're coming, I'll see you then. If you're online, I will see you online. All right, guys. Peace.